Hello everybody, a warm welcome to you all to my PowerPoint presentation. My name is Abanti Goswami. I am a semester 4 student of B.Ed Kalna College. My college roll number is 55 and I am going to present my EPC 3 practicum on critical understanding of ICT. In this PowerPoint presentation, today we are going to have an elaborated discussion on conjunctions. So let's dive into the depth or the core of what conjunctions are, how to use them in sentences, what are the different types of conjunctions, and how they are utilized in everyday grammar construction for a smooth, efficient, and effective language structure and language understanding. In this specific slide, can you all see there are various kinds of words provided? And what are these words? Have a closer look. Where, than, wherever, before, if, even though, or, whether, although, and, while, since, yet, for, then, because, until, but, so, nor, unless. So these provided words are conjunctions and they are basically used as the form of conjoining. What is conjoining? Conjoining means to join or accumulate the different parts of sentences. Now let's try to understand what is a conjunction. So conjunction is basically a word that links other words, phrases, or clauses together. There are three main types of conjunctions: coordinating, correlative, and subordinating. And we are going to have an in-depth knowledge and further critical understanding of these three individual types of conjunctions in our further slide presentations. But before that, let's know how do conjunctions work. Conjunctions create connections that identify the logical relationships between ideas or sentence elements. These relationships may be used to indicate an addition, as with and, create contrast, like but, yet, although, establish cause and effect. For example, by using the word because, we can use the cause and effect relationship in sentences, or introduce a condition. For example, by using the word unless, we can produce a condition, among other things. Now, why conjunctions matter in writing? Conjunctions allow you to put together cohesive ideas and incorporate variety in your sentence structures so that you can balance longer, more involved sentences with concise ones. Knowing how to use conjunctions properly enhances the clarity of your writing as well as its overall rhythm and tone. For example, I like cooking and eating, but I don't like washing dishes afterward. Now let's learn about the types of conjunctions. So now let's understand what are the three different types of conjunctions. The three different types of conjunctions in English language are coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions. Now let's talk about coordinating conjunctions. Now let's take into consideration coordinating conjunctions. So coordinating conjunctions connect words, phrases, or independent clauses of equal grammatical rank. They are used to give equal weight to two parts of a sentence. The 7 coordinating conjunctions in English are easily remembered using the acronym FANBOYS. So, in this acronym FANBOYS, F stands for. It explains reason or purpose, meaning because. Now, and, A for and adds one thing to another. N for nor. Nor offers a non-contrasting negative alternative. B for but shows contrast. O for or presents an alternative or choice. Y for yet introduces a contrasting idea that follows the preceding idea logically, meaning nevertheless. S for so indicates effect, result, or consequence. So what are the common rules and usages? Joining independent clauses. When linking two complete sentences, that is independent clauses, before the coordinating conjunction, place a comma directly. When connecting just two words or short phrases, a comma is usually not needed. In the following slide, you can see when to use each coordinating conjunction in detail. First, it's the reason. Secondly, the coordinating conjunctions in associate with the reason have been provided. Firstly, to communicate contrast, we use the coordinating conjunctions but and yet. Number 2, to communicate addition, we use and. Number 3, to communicate a result or effect, we use so. To communicate a reason or cause, we use for. Number 5, to communicate a choice, we use or. And number 6, to communicate a negative choice, we use nor. Use them between two independent clauses. In this upcoming slide, we see some examples of coordinating conjunctions in English have been provided with relevant examples of what they do. At the first instance, we find for presence rational. An example sentence has been provided. They do not gamble or smoke, for they are ascetics. Here for is used in replacement of the word because to show reason. We can say they do not gamble or smoke because they are ascetics, or since they are ascetics, they do not gamble or smoke. So in replacement of because or since, we have used the coordinating conjunction for. Here we get two different independent clauses. They do not gamble or smoke is an independent clause, and they are ascetics is another independent clause. These two independent clauses make their own meaningful sentences. They are complete on their own. And these two complete sentences have been joined with the word for, which represents cause, that is because or since. Number 2, and presents non-contrasting items or ideas. They gamble and they smoke. So first we are getting the sentence, a complete sentence, they gamble, and another complete sentence, they smoke. These two complete sentences or independent clauses have been joined by the coordinating conjunction and. They represent a non-contrasting theme. They gamble, so they smoke. So the idea is pretty clearly represented. Number 3, nor. Nor presents a non-contrasting negative idea. They do not gamble, nor do they smoke. So here it has been stated that the ascetics are not into gambling, nor even they are into smoking. So these two independent ideas are further joined by the coordinating conjunction nor. In the next slide, we can get some other examples too. First comes but. But presents a contrast or exception. They gamble, but they do not smoke. Here, two completely different ideas have been presented, which speaks that they gamble, they don't smoke. These are two different independent clauses representing two different contrasting ideas. Both the ideas of the two sentences are completely different from one another, as a result of which they have been joined by the word but. Next example comes or. Or presents an alternative idea or item. The example sentence is, every day they gamble or they smoke. So an alternative option has been provided here that the ascetics gamble or they smoke, either of the two. Not both the sentences are conjoined simultaneously. Next is yet. Yet presents a contrast or exception similar to but. They gamble, yet they do not smoke. And the last sentence that has been provided is so. So presents a consequence. He gambled well last night, so he smoked a cigar to celebrate. So both the two ideas in these two different sentences are similar to each other. The ideas are interconnected to each other, as a result of which they have been joined with the coordinating conjunction so to show the result or consequence of something. Since he gambled well last night, so he smoked a cigar to celebrate. So both the ideas are interrelated or intertwined with each other. Now herein, some sample examples have been provided for facilitating a better and efficient comprehension of what coordinating conjunctions are, along with their usages. First example is, he only wears striped ties and polka-dotted bow ties, and joins two words. Next example, the shoes were not blue suede nor black leather, nor joins two phrases. Next example, it wasn't a costume party, yet many came dressed as literary villains, yet joins two independent clauses. Now let's talk about subordinating conjunctions. Now next comes subordinating conjunctions. Well, a subordinating conjunction is a word or phrase that connects a dependent clause to an independent clause. So basically, it establishes a relationship such as cause and effect, time, or condition, making one clause grammatically dependent on the other. So some common categories and examples include time, like before, after, since, until, when, wherever, while. Next is cause or reason, like because, since, as, so that. Thirdly, we can say condition, like if, unless, even if, provided that. Fourthly, we can talk about contrast or concession, like although, though, even though, whereas. And fifthly, we can also talk about place, like where and wherever. The key rules and punctuation of subordinating clause include dependent versus independent. The clause introduced by the subordinating conjunction cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. If the sentence starts with the subordinating conjunction and its clause, place a comma at the end of that clause. For example, because it was raining, comma, I stayed home. In the following slide, some subordinating conjunctions have been provided which are very common in our everyday grammatical usage. After, although, as far as, because, since, unless, so that, until, when, as if, as long as soon as though, before, even if, whereas, wherever, while, in order that. Now, some examples of subordinating conjunctions have been provided in the form of sentences. Number 1. As the sun set behind the mountains, the temperature began to drop. Here, two different independent clauses have been joined by as. Number 2. The children become excited whenever their grandparents visit them. So here, whenever mentions time. So it has been said that whenever or the time when their grandparents visit them, the children automatically become excited. So here the two sentences are intertwined each other, meaning that their meanings have been joined together. Next, when the manager entered the room, everyone became silent. So a question can easily pop up that when did everyone become silent? The answer is when the manager entered the room. So here again you can see both the sentences, the manager entered the room, everyone became silent. These two are completely independent of each other. They are independent sentences, but they are joined with the word when, referring to time. That when the manager entered the room, the time when the manager entered the room, automatically everyone became silent. So it's the cause and effect relationship that has been portrayed. Next, I stayed at home because I was feeling unwell. So a reason has been stated here. As he was feeling unwell, Pate didn't go to work yesterday. So it portrays cause, reason, more formal than because. Next, she studied hard so that she could secure a good rank. A reason has been stated again. We can ask a simple question. Why did she study so hard? To this question, answer would be so that she could secure a good rank. So it's pretty simple and common that these two sentences, she studied hard, another sentence, she could secure a good rank, has been joined very sensitively and subtly with the word so that. Next, I'll call you as soon as I get home. So here again, subordinating clause mentions time, that when I will get home, I will call you. Number 4, we waited outside until the manager arrived. Here again, time has been mentioned, that we waited until the manager arrived. Next, Elliot is tall and blonde, whereas his brother is short and has dark hair. A comparison has been drawn here with the conjunction, with the subordinating conjunction, whereas. Next sentence speaks about although. Again, comparison has been drawn. Mark's very tall, although he is not as tall as his father yet. So the comparison has been drawn between Mark and his father. The last two, although and even though, make talk about concession. Like although they are poor, they are happy. Finally, let's talk about correlative conjunctions. The third type of conjunction is correlative conjunction. Now let's understand what is it. Correlative conjunctions are pairs of words that work together to join grammatically equal elements in a sentence. For example, nouns to nouns or clauses to clauses. They give both parts equal importance and rely on parallel structure to ensure the sentence flows smoothly. Some common pairs are both and connects to positive options. For example, she speaks both English and French. Next, not only but also adds emphasis to a second point. For example, he is not only a talented singer but also an amazing guitarist. Next, whether, either or. Either or presents a choice between two options. For example, you can either eat your dinner or wait until breakfast. Next, neither and nor. Now, neither nor connects two negative options. For instance, the food was neither hot nor tasty. Next pair, whether or, expresses a doubt or choice between two possibilities. Example, I don't know whether to buy the blue dress or the green one. And the last pair is no sooner than. Indicates one event happens immediately after another. Example, no sooner had I left the house than it started to rain. So in the following slide, the examples of correlative conjunctions have been provided in the form of a list. As both, and, either, or, hardly, when, if, then, just as, so, neither nor, not only but also, no sooner than, not but, rather than, scarcely when, what with, and, whether or. In the upcoming slides, a quiz has been presented for you all to complete on your own. So let's try to solve them one by one. Check out the first statement. Dash had the negotiations concluded, dash both sides issued a joint statement. The options given are no sooner than, either or, because so, whether or. So the correct correlative conjunction in this sentence would be no sooner than. No sooner had the negotiations concluded than both sides issued a joint statement. Next question. Dash the evidence appeared convincing, the jury remained unconvinced. Here, the correct subordinating conjunction would be although. Although the evidence appeared convincing, the jury remained unconvinced. A contrasting image has been presented here that despite the fact the evidence appeared convincing, the jury still remained unconvinced. The next question is pretty easy to be solved. It says, the witness could dash confirm dash deny the allegation. Options given are either or, neither nor, if then, scarcely when. So the correct answer here would be either or. The witness could either confirm or deny the allegation. Two contrasting images have been drawn that either it will be confirmed or it will be denied. So it's pretty simple. Number 4. Dash you follow the instructions carefully, you may make costly mistakes. Options given are because, although, unless, whenever. The correct answer would be unless. Number 5. She had dash entered the auditorium, dash the lights went out. The answer would be she had scarcely entered the auditorium when the lights went out. Number 6. I am not sure dash the information provided is accurate. I am not sure whether the information provided is accurate. Number 7. Dash he had all the required qualifications, he was not selected. Options given because, after, although, until. The correct option would be although. Although he had all the required qualifications, he was not selected. Number 8. The company will proceed with the project dash the investors approve the proposal. The correct option would be if. The company will proceed with the project if the investors approve the proposal. Number 9. Dash the poor weather, dash the shortage of stuff caused the event to be postponed. Options given: either or, neither nor, what with and, if then. The correct answer would be either or. Either the poor weather or the shortage of stuff caused the event to be postponed. The last question. Dash had the judge announced the verdict, dash the courtroom erupted in cheers. Correct answer would be scarcely when. Scarcely had the judge announced the verdict when the courtroom erupted in cheers. Thank you so much everyone for being with me till the very end of my PowerPoint presentation. Hopefully, you all liked, preferred and enjoyed my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you so much for your love and support.